Did you come? What is up, Samboners? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Samboner Show. All alongside Colin Thompson, I'm Samboner Mick. Couldn't be more excited for this episode. Hope everybody's having a real nice day. Colin, are you ready? Are you ready, Colin?
Ready for what, Mick?
Woo! So let me look back here. Let's just take a step back here. December, wild card month. January, wing month. February, breakfast month. Colin, where are the long rolls? Where are the seated Johns? Well, here we go.
They're in hiding, thankfully.
They're hiding. Unfortunately, I didn't use the last 90 days to, get it all together. So here we go. Let's get fired up. You heard it, baby. Season 4.0, cheesesteak month. Happy March 1st, everybody. Let's fucking go. Colin.
Cheesesteak month, buddy.
What do you think, dude? You got any cheesesteaks in Annapolis, Maryland, or are you going to come home for a month and get your Samboner on?
Listen, there's no rules in Samboning. I'll be Samboning everywhere. And then secondly, I Googled it yesterday, and I'm going to go to the phones. I'm going to go to Twitter and say, where's the best cheesesteak in the DMV? Now, I heard there's a really good one in D.C. you talked about. I'm sure there's a good one in Baltimore. Usually every city has one, right? That's like somewhat legit. And then I'm going to hit this little area. Supposedly there's a Samboner Park cheesesteaks, and it doesn't say Philly cheesesteaks. It's Samboner Park cheesesteaks. So I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm going to do some research, and then so Mick, when people ask you, hey, Colin's in Annapolis, where does he go? I have at least one spot to send people. So cheesesteak month, man, like that's what Samboning is. Like, yes.
I hope honestly a year from now, I said this before, I hope a year from now we're running a Samboner festival. And we are running a competition across the entire country to decide who has the best cheesesteak. I know there's one in every state. Philadelphia obviously would be the heart of the competition. But, dude, let's line up a festival across the entire country and see who really does have the best cheesesteak in the entire country. But anyway, for now.
Think about it, Mick. No, but there's chili cook-offs, right? There's barbecue cook-offs. They make brisket, pulled pork.
Yeah.
I have a cheesesteak cook-off.
Yeah.
And you set a grand prize, $50K, and people will be lining.
Oh,
up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just met up with some friends of the page, company by the name of Foods Galore. They're hosting a big show back on April 18th. They have 300 vendors that we could choose from. I'm sure we'd get plenty of people to chime in, get involved. It could be an unbelievable event. Fire up the Samboner bus. We're heading out. Let's go.
I guess for me, Mickey, though, like when I think of cheesesteak month, though, I'm thinking of my experience, what I did at John's Road Pork, and then doubled it down, went right to Angelos right after. And it changed my life. It changed my Samboning palate. It really did. I gave it a 10 in Angelos. And then.
Yeah, you hit the 1-2, man. You hit the 1-2 on the nose. I just got with the phone with Samboner Mike, and we were talking about our top 5 list. His number 3 is Delco Steaks. And I've had some really, really strong experiences at Delco Steaks. That's a top 3 list. John's, Angelos, Delco. Have you had Delco?
I have not had Delco. What about Joey's Pizza? I hear good things about that.
Dude, Joey's Pizza, Thorndale, Pennsylvania. Who would have thunk a small mom and pop shop cheesesteak joint out of Thorndale, Pennsylvania would be slinging some of the best cheesesteaks across the land? I think there are 5 on the top 10 Samboner list. Who was it that originally got there first? Yo Neary hit it. My buddy Brian Myers, B-My hit it. And Joey hit it. My brother Joe hit it. And all 3 of those guys continue to come back and say, dude, soup to nuts, one of the best cheesesteak places on the planet.
There's just, again, so many. And it's such a fun month. Folks, get out there, freaking hit the streets, send the videos, tag a friend. We give a free Samboner coupon if you bring a friend along. It's like the rewards program when you go to a gym. They're like, hey, we'll give you $10 towards waters if you get a friend in there.
Good one.
We'll have the Samboner coupon, whatever that is. I'm gonna head over to
Beradi Borthers tomorrow.
Ooh.
They have a spot in Sea Isle, and then ironically enough, they just opened up their second location in Southampton, PA, Bucks County, where I was born and raised. So I'm going to go over there, chop it up with those guys. They're slinging a beautiful looking cheesesteak on a nice fresh Sarcone seeded roll. I mean, how can you go wrong? So I'm super, super pumped to see what those guys are doing with the new location.
That's great, man. No, I think too, what we'll do is this. If you bring a friend along Samboning, right? So if I get to Jack, which I should get credit for this because I got Jack Samboning. Hey, Jack, if you Sambone and mention, shout out to Colin, shout out to Samboner Mick, you get a free box of saltwater taffy if you buy 2 pounds of fudge from the original Fudge Kitchen. Support, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. So we're gonna get you some free saltwater taffy. You got to buy 2 pounds of fudge first, though, and it's been their special there for 50 years. They say it's a special today, but it's not. It's a special for 50 years. Shout out!
I love where you're going with this. There's so many possibilities. We should have like Samboner punch cards. Like, all right, where'd you go with your 10 punches?
Listen, that's
we're off the rails.
Down the line for sponsorship, Mick. Maybe if people say, listen, Angelos sponsors for say, if someone goes in with their Samboner card and they buy 10 cheesesteaks, they get the 11 free or half off.
Yeah. Anybody listening out there? Come on.
We're off the rails. Mick and I try to prep for this. It's great. That's why we do very little prep.
Oh, man, we're in for it, though. I'll tell you. I mean, what a great idea. Cheesesteak month in March, cutlet month in April, hoagie month in June, hot dog and hamburger. Yeah, I'm going to be perfect beach weather.
We should go egg white omelet 6 months for June. 6 months straight of egg white omelets.
We'll keep pumping the protein shakes. We'll make it through.
Hitting the bag, Mickey in the back. Your son's out there shooting hoops. What a father!
Out there shooting hoops, actually.
What a dad! This guy's in here talking about cheesesteaks. His son's out back looking for someone to shoot a ball with. What a dad!
So, man, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
I hope you guys, again, thanks to the original Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Thanks to Rust Belt Nation, promo code SAMBONERS. Check them out. 2 big supporters of us here. And then I'll say this, we got a Dallas Cowboy coming on the show today. Oof, I know, folks. I love it. Mixing it up. He's got the birds hat on. I love it, baby. It's great. But Alec is tremendous. He started Rex Reviews as kind of like his own little Sambonin deal, and he's going to do some Sambonin for us. Big personality, comes from an NFL family, Boston College, Northeast roots. Just a really good guy and really great way to start off the best month. We've actually 2 this year, cheesesteak month. So
yes, sir.
Good stuff. Sir. Thanks for everyone who's supporting the show at Samboner Mick. Any advice for the folks out there that need it for this month?
Let's bring them on, Colin. Bring them on.
Bring them on. Your son just laid a brick back there, by the way.
Oh, he's building a house. No deal. No doubt about it.
He's a Mackenzie.
You're right.
All right, man.
With the best of them, brother.
Beer pong or basketball?
That's where I met my wife, beer pong table.
Hey, so did I. Samboner out.
Samboner out.
What's up,
what
my dude?
is up, my dude? Welcome, Alec Lindstrom, to the Samboner Show. What's up, brother?
What's up? How's it going?
Going well, man. You don't mind if I put this bird's hat on, do you?
I don't like it. I guess I won't look at you for the whole show.
For those that are keeping score at home, Alec plays for your Dallas Cowboys.
Yep. So, we were 1-1 this year, so that's all right. The Super Bowl, I might have been rooting for the Chiefs, but hey, man, that's just me.
Oh, man, I just heard a horror story come out about the Super Bowl. Sounds like that guy absolutely agreed to watering the field too much. He ran, man, after 50 years of doing the field for the Super Bowl. He's like, I'm out of it. I can't take it anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
Have you heard the conspiracy with that guy?
I heard the conspiracy. I feel bad for him in a way, unless he was on the Chiefs side.
Alec, what is the conspiracy? Fill our listeners in and fill me in.
So I guess he we used to work for the Chiefs for a while and always did their fields, and then he kind of got upgraded to the NFL, and then they're saying, it might have been his last Super Bowl with the Chiefs, his last year working. He might have did a little this and that to give him a little advantage.
But listen,
he didn't have a friendship with the equipment manager by chance, did he?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think when you look into it, like the Eagles kept changing cleats, but the Chiefs were the right cleats the whole time.
How about that, Alec?
But to me, that's on the equipment guys of the Eagles, and respect. Maybe I'll meet you guys one day, but Alec knows, like, when we play on grass, you don't have a choice. You got to go out there and try them on. So I'm sure the equipment guys were telling guys, you got to wear screw-ins, and guys that refuse to do it. But that's when it's got to go up top to the head coach. So I'm not blaming the equipment guys or anybody in particular, but there's and Alec, I'll let you elaborate on this, but from places I've been, if you're playing on a grass field, you're bringing 2 sets of cleats and you're trying them in warm-ups.
Yeah.
Right, Alec?
Coach McCarthy, he always, like, when we show up and he puts the screen in front of the big board. He's like, hey, this week we're playing on Bermuda grass. This week we're playing on the Kentucky rye, whatever it is. He's like, you got to wear these cleats, try them out, bring them out, pregame, wear the cleats, make sure you feel fine. If you don't, we'll bring your other pair, put those on.
And the best part about that grass is you could Sambone it and get stoned off the bejesus belt on it. Little Caddyshack reference. So
Samboners, baby. Samboners. Alec, talk to us, dude. Honestly, I did some research. You've been Samboning for a long, long time, pal.
Rick's Reviews. Tell us how Rick's Reviews were born.
Yeah, back in the BC days, the Boston College days, the guys just we got bored, and BC, we didn't always have the greatest food or all the resources where you go to some other places, or like Dallas, I'm eating gourmet meals every day. We were grinding it out at BC, and the food wasn't great all the time. So the guys were like, hey, Alec, you gotta like do something with this food, like make us laugh. So I'm like, all right. So I started stuffing my face and doing reviews. They started a little more vulgar, and when I took them to Instagram, made it a little PG. But and the nickname Rick is a whole huge long story, but it just came out, and then Rick's Reviews, it just rolls off the tongue, and I'm bringing it back this off season when I get back down in Dallas. I'm home for a little bit, with like the combine prep, the draft, and you're just going that whole first year. So I had no time for it really, but I'm excited to bring it back. And it started off as like a crude humor thing and just took off.
This is the first off season of Alec's life, folks. Like, right or wrong, bro. This is the first time you've had a period of time off in your entire football career, probably since high school.
Yeah, it's awesome. I wake up, I work out, I go home, and I'm like, man, I got nothing else to do today.
And that's why you're bringing Rick's Reviews back, and we need to collab with the Samboners, man. You got to get you Samboning, and Mickey and I will do a Rick's Review. We got to get it back and forth.
I'm 100% down for that.
Sorry, yes,
that'd be awesome. But yeah, like in college, you're like, oh yeah, you have 2 weeks off. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and you're like, I can't do anything in 2 weeks. But the off season now, it's nice. It's different. I like it a lot.
What is up, my Samboners? Take a look, take a bite, baby.
Take a look, take a bite, take a Rick's Review. So, Rick, Alec, talk to us about, you mentioned the food in Dallas. I think that's a unique thing that people may not understand. Like every NFL franchise is owned by a different owner, obviously, right? But it's not a standard of like food and how much equipment teams give out. And like there's a baseline, and some teams give the baseline. Talk about your experience in Dallas. I've been all over the NFL. Some have been great, some have been okay, but talk about the dining experience in Dallas. What are you guys eating?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, because my brother plays for the Falcons, and he came and saw the facility in the summer, and he's like, whoa, it's different. He's like, it's not like this everywhere. So he's like, you're spoiled, because the place is like a compound, and then we get treated so good with like free Ubers and stuff, and then the equipment, whatever you need, they get it for you. And then the meals, it's like there's 3 stations. There's like a grill station, there's like a whatever the main course is station, then there's like a salad and soup bar, and you go up and you're like, oh, can I just get like a burger? And it's not a normal burger, it's a Wagyu burger. All like the top of the line stuff, all the like the healthy food. Me as a big guy, I'm like, I'll go with the chicken tenders today.
Where's my buffalo chicken, right?
Yeah.
Any cheesesteaks there?
We did Philly cheesesteaks when we played Philly.
Wait, at Philly? Talk to us about that.
No. At the facility, like the main course, they were doing Philly cheesesteaks all week when we were.
That takes some serious kahunas. Okay. That's part of the rivalry here. I understand now.
It was good, but speaking of Philly, what's the name of the place? Is it Pete's or Chicken Pete's?
Chicken Pete's, yeah, big sports bar.
So his one of his sons went to Boston College with me, so I know the son through Boston College because he was an equipment manager.
Oh, no way. So yeah, Pete Siraki. I always screw the last name up.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like it's big like CH some yeah.
Oh, dude, he's a powerhouse, man. He
Yeah.
basically invented the crab fry. My father and I and my dad and I used to take the whole family to the original Chickies and Pete's, which was in Mayfair, small town in Philadelphia. He went from one locations, man. I think at this point he's got maybe close to 60, 70 locations all up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, Jason Peters, he would always tell us, he's like, man, in Philly, we'd go to Chickie and Pete's, we'd eat free. We just walk in, whatever we want, just it's out there.
Yeah, you got the crab fries, you dip it in the melted American cheese. Dude, my kids love it. They're everywhere, all over the ballparks, Wells Fargo, Citizens Bank Park.
Have you ever been, Alec?
To Philly?
Or Chickies and Pete's?
No. Nope. We had it when I played Temple my senior year. We had it to go, and it was unreal. But you know how it is, like when you get the takeout and it's for the team, they make 100. It's not the same.
No.
That's
the best food I've ever had as a takeout. And Alec, no, we've had tons. College, they feed you like a king. Pro, it's even better. Tat's Deli in Seattle. It was a cheesesteak. I did the review. I did a Rick's review. I did a Sambone right on the field after we beat Seattle this year, Alec. Like a huge game for us to like knock us back in the NFC playoff race. And I bit into it. And I'm like, holy shit, I got to do a review. Like, this is not normal. Because usually it's dry, right? It's like, they whipped it up. Tat's Deli's like these Philly transplants that are in Seattle. I was shocked. Everyone's like, oh, you always give good grades. I'm like, no, I wouldn't have walked out to the field and done this. I wouldn't.
It's always in the nines with Colin.
It is, because I don't eat shit places, Alec, just like you, brother.
That's how people always give me shit. They're like, everything you rate's like an 8 or above. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. I'm not going to eat crap food. And if I do, I ain't going to review it. I'm not going to waste.
I get the same thing, Alec. We started this Samboner venture like 3 or 4 years ago. We got the balls to go on Instagram roughly 2 years ago. And everybody's like, we have great content. We got a ton of momentum. Glad to have you on again. But like all the time, people are like, where's the shit reviews? I'm like, why would I get in my car, drive 45 minutes into the city, spend $30 on lunch, drive 45 minutes back to provide you knuckleheads with a shit review? No, thank you. I'm on my quest for the best, baby.
Right. And then like when I was first doing it, you know, people, because I'm from a small town and everybody like knows me, knows my brother. So like, oh, you gotta eat my like chili. I'm like, no, I don't want to eat your chili. Like, get out of here.
Now, what's the Dallas food scene like? I know you're down there this year, your first year. My wife's from Houston. I think they got great food in Houston. Like, I think it's up there with the bigger cities in the country. But what do you think the Dallas food scene? Excuse me.
I love it. You know, it kind of changed my life a little bit because like up in Boston, like we have Mexican food, but it's like, it's not the same. It's like the Mexican restaurants where you go in, you sit down, you get your food in 2 minutes because it's probably frozen. They throw it in the microwave. But the Mexican food down there is unreal. I got this place called Tupi's. It's like right down the road from our facility in Frisco. I go once a week. I'm like, I got to go to this place. It's unreal. The Mexican food. And then the steaks, like, you know, every Thursday we would go out as an O-line and go out to eat, and just the amount of steaks and like how good it was going to these like steakhouses. I'm like, man, this is just, it's different down here.
No, it's no Longhorn Silver.
No.
No.
And,
No.
the barbecue too. The barbecue is pretty solid. There's and everything is like all you can eat. There's a place called Hutchins. Like you order your meat, then the sides are all you can eat. The dessert is all you can eat. Isn't
like the most popular food in Texas like the taco, like the burritos, tacos, right? I was in Austin once, and everybody was just raving about the tacos, the breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, the truffles.
Like all the Mexican food, like the Tupi's, like the taco, like that's all I do. I do the tacos or the burritos because it's just simple, but it's just so good. And then Kolaczkis. Kolache Factory. Yeah, those are good. I've had those a few times. Those are good. I'm like, it's a pig in a blanket to me, but they're like, no, this is different.
They're overrated as hell. My wife would tell me I'm wrong. I think there's some nostalgia for them.
Right.
You know, like for me, there's no nostalgia with a pork or egg and cheese on everything bagel. Like it tastes ridiculously good. Like there's no like this is so I'm not saying it's horrible, Alec, but I make fun of my in-laws a little bit because they're like think it's like the greatest breakfast food ever. Mick, it's like It looks like a little little ball of just like a garlic knot.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like one.
Yeah.
And it's got like a little sausage link in it. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe some cheese. You can get eggs in it, but it's very overrated in my opinion.
I will say the donut scene and coffee scene is not great. There's a donut shop. Losing the name of it. They made me go every week as a rookie. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, let's dial this back a little bit. Like, what is the calorie intake for an offensive lineman in the NFL per day?
Man, I don't eat as much as the other guys. I'm a smaller O lineman, so I'm trying to eat around 6,000. That's where I'm going. But you see some of these guys after practice, and they got like 5 plates. I'm like, dude, no way you're gonna eat that.
My God.
They just throw it down.
I'm 6'2", 200. I think my calorie intake is supposed to be like 2,000 calories. You mean to tell me you're hitting 6,000, maybe 8,000 on any given day?
I'm trying my best.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's helped me a lot because I'm not as big of an eater. Like I love eating food, but quantity, I can't eat like these massive, huge meals. So I'm just down in shakes all the time to try to hit those.
Yeah. So for those at home, like in football, there's like eaters, and I'm sadly an eater. Like I can put weight on, bang, roll it. If you want me to gain 10 pounds, I'll gain it. Obviously, you're listening to the show. You know my Samboner tactics. But Alec says, like, for what he's explaining is I'm pounding big time calorie dense protein shakes to get up to so I'll eat my 3 meals a day, and then do another 4,000 in calories to just hit the number he's got to hit of just shakes. Like, I mean, it's a commitment. What was the biggest weight jump you made? Now, I know you come from a football family, so I'm sure you were fed well, but what was the biggest weight jump?
I got into college my freshman year at 230. I'm like 295 right now. But I'd say from my freshman year to my sophomore year, I went from like 230 to like 260 in 1 year. They say freshman 15, I put on the freshman 30. Slowly inclined from there. And then I've been anywhere from in between 290 and 300 the past 2 years.
So a couple questions here. You've hit on a lot of great stuff. This is why I love doing no prep, because you just bring great stuff to this. There's 3 things you brought up we're going to talk about, and Mick, chime in. I'm going to ask this question, Mickey, and then you jump in on the Boston stuff. You mentioned what the vets made you buy. Talk about being a rookie in the league and what you have to do in buying food for possibly the plane, possibly for meetings in the morning. Can you explain that?
Yeah. Luckily we had a first round pick tackle. So he did a lot of the buying. I did a lot of the organizing and picking up. We'd go to this place on Fridays. We would go to Capel's Deli. It was like 45 minutes away, and the rookies always had the lift in the morning. So I'm waking up at like 5 a.m. with the other rookies, and they're like, the rookies have to go together. It's not like one guy goes, you're all going. We'd meet at the garage. We'd go, like, you know how it is in the morning when you're driving and you're just like a zombie going, no one's on the road. Pick up these breakfast sandwiches. We'd get like 10 sandwiches for like $150. We'd bring them back. Like 2 sandwiches were eaten every week. Then
torture.
Saturdays, we had to go to that donut place. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a big famous donut place down there. I think it's Houston based. Oh, what's the name? I can't remember. But anyway, we would have to get 3 dozen donuts 4 dozen. 1 for the equipment staff, 1 for the training staff, and then 2 for the O-linemen. And then the away trips, we would have to do fast food on the plane. So we get Chipotle through the team on the plane, but they're like, no, we want other stuff. So Shake Shack, Raging Cane's, whatever they want. And it's $200, $300 worth, depending what they want. And then, as you know, like the vets, you got some guys who are like, oh, I want a milkshake. And then someone else is like, oh, I want a milkshake. And then they're like, oh, do you want a milkshake? I'm like, dude, I don't want to be ordering 8 milkshakes. And then I'm coming on the plane holding 3 bags of food and 8 milkshakes.
And lastly, for me on these rookie things, I just love this stuff, and it's stuff that people don't really know about. How much was the rookie dinner this year?
So our rookie dinner is a little different. Like the whole team goes and is invited, and the vets actually cover it. And then,
oh, wow.
the online, we took a trip to the Bahamas, and that's where we have to pay for that. So I think, like I said, the first round pick helped out a lot. And me as an undrafted guy, I didn't have to pay anything, but the first round pick, I think it was like 30 grand for the rooms, and then pay a couple grand too for stuff. So I was a big organizer and like, oh yeah, I'll order it, but I'd love to do the 30 grand, but I can't take a hit like that right now.
That's great.
Now, who were you a fan of growing up as a kid in the NFL?
Oh, Boston guy. Of course, Tom Brady.
Yeah, New England. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So you were born and raised in Boston, went to Boston College, correct?
Yep, I've been in Massachusetts my whole life until going to Dallas.
Nice, man. Yep.
Food scene in Boston. Talk to us about it, Alec. What's your favorite spots? What do you like? You're going home. Boom. I'm getting this. I'm going to the North End. I'm going here.
Right. I'd say the big thing in Boston is the Italian food. You said it. The North End is unbelievable. I've been to a couple spots around there with the team. We did victory dinners in college. When you won, we went out to dinner. We went to all these places. The Italian food, and you must know Coach Adazio or know of him. Big Italian guy.
Meatballs and red wine. He told Ed Foley one day. He said, "Meatballs and red wine. That's all I need, Foles."
An
inside run period.
Yep. Oh man, that was him and Coach Leonard, Frank Leonard.
Yep.
Yeah, he'd lay down on the ground, start eating grass and inside run. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? But the Italian food is different. We always do Maggiano's. We go to the Capitol Grill. You go to the North End. Some of those places are smaller. But I think the Italian food is just different. Mike's Pastries, the cannolis and stuff, always.
Yeah, that's what sticks out at me when I visit my family. And some of my family used to live in Boston, the calzone. Hey, your boy Johnny May, he's talking about the buff chicken calzones. That's
obsessed with it. That's what he told us. My buddy comes on, Alec, and he says, "What do you miss in Boston?" He's, I'm in Atlanta. I can't get a good buff chick anything down here.
I'll tell you what. I kind of like when I'm home, I have like my pizza spots around here. I'm like, every time, like, I'll do like a salad, and a large buffalo chicken calzone. And it's just, I don't know what they're due up here. It's just different. It's like people in Jersey and stuff in New York with like, our bagels, our pizza, this. And I'm like, the buffalo chicken calzones up here are just different, man. It
just slaps. It's just good stuff. Now, you mentioned this guy's name, and this primarily Philly-based show, even though we are worldwide. The Samboners are international. Jason Peters, legendary offensive lineman, Bills, Eagles, Bears, Cowboys, but primarily Philly. Hall of Famer, Eagles Hall of Fame. Guy's an absolute monster. Played tight end, blocked a punt at one point of time. Just ridiculous. Can you touch on him as a person? Your interactions with him and him as a player.
Yeah. JP's the man. I remember the first day he came, it was like right before week 1 and one of our O-line dinners. And he was actually sitting with me at the table. And, at first I was like, oh, he's an older guy. Like, I'm just going to be quiet, not say much anything to him. But he was talking to me and he's a great guy. He's funny. He like, the insight he brings to the room for football is unreal. I think he helped Tyler Smith, the rookie tackle, out a bunch. He helped me out a bunch, just giving you the insight. And like, same thing. He was an undrafted guy, giving you the insight. Great guy. He's funny, man. He's funny with his stories, with what he does. He's just a funny dude. And
he gets after it.
Yeah. He's an unreal player too. You're like, man, this guy is 40 years old, playing in the NFL, which is pretty nuts, and he's doing it at a high level.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I was talking to him. I'm like, JP, I was 3 years old when you were in your rookie year. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. But no, he's the man. I know he's a Philly guy through and through, but I think he's originally from Texas. But he's
finishing his career at home. If that's the case, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So he's an awesome guy. I don't know if he's coming back or not. I don't know what the whole deal thing was, but he's he was an unbelievable guy, a great addition to the room. And like, for what he is, you know, you think like he's 40 years old. He's a 20-year vet. Like, he wouldn't want to, like, he'll just wants to do his own thing. It was the complete opposite.
That's great. What do you got, Mickey, as we wrap things up? Anything?
Oh, man, I'm looking back. So you spent 4 years at Boston College. Is that correct?
I was there for 5. I did a graduate year.
There you go. I was the 5-year plan at Penn State University.
Redshirt freshman year, best year in football ever.
Nothing wrong with the 5-year plan, but dude, just talk about the atmosphere in Boston College. I've only been there once. I was there for a bachelor party. I never seen anything like it. The guys, the student body just posted up against the black fences. We were tailgating in some parking garage and then having the field right on campus. Like, it doesn't get any more electric than that. Just kind of share some of your experience there real quick.
Yeah. You know, it's a beautiful school. You know, if you just go and you're like, I just want to walk around and look, it's not a huge campus. You can walk around in like 30, 40 minutes. You can see the whole thing. It's beautiful. Like, the buildings are all like those Gothic, like huge.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
Yep. It literally, like, it's like Hogwarts. And then inside, like, each building has its own design. Like, I graduate from the business school, and the business school is like designed from like the Wizard of Oz. So like the inside is all like pretty cool. So it's a beautiful school. And then just the culture there is like, cause it's a smaller school, it's like, they call it the BC bubble. You know, we're not in, but we're right outside of it. And everybody there, like, it doesn't matter like where you are, you always see somebody, you know, and you're always going to keep seeing people where, like, I know Penn State's a big school. Like, you might see someone once and never see him again.
It's a city.
Yeah. It's like the BC.
Let me ask you one more question. Outside of yourself, when you think Boston College football, what's the first name that comes to your mind?
Doug Flutie, but
okay.
It doesn't want I don't know why I have this like weird beef with him. It's more like, I guess, because when I was there, you know, they always talked about like, oh, the 80s or 90s, Doug Flutie this. I'm like, the guy's never around campus anymore. Like, why are we? He never comes around, and like,
he's no Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, no, Luke Kuechly's the man, and Luke Kuechly was a hell of a player. My brother, you know, there's some big names, but yeah, no, you think BC, you think Doug Flutie,
Matt Ryan, BJ Raji.
Yep.
Matt Ryan, Philly, Penn Charter, baby.
Mark Herzlich, Exton.
My brother actually met him last week, and he said he was an awesome dude, but his story is just unreal.
Crazy, dude. I played with Mark with the Giants coming out. I was like really weird practicing against him. I was like, dude, I met you on the field when you were playing at Boston College, and you just beat cancer. I was like, that dude's God. And then you're going one-on-one, like pass rush against him, and like I'm beat before the snap even happens because I'm scared to death, you know. And I should have probably stoned him, you know, but I was just deathly afraid because I'm like, this is like my childhood hero, you know.
I remember going to a game with my uncle when I was young, and that's before he got cancer, and he was like a projected first-round pick, like one of the best ever.
Heisman.
Yeah.
Nutty. Yeah. Now, as we wrap things up, I got to ask you, have you had a proper, not a Philly cheesesteak, a cheesesteak from Philly? Do you have a favorite place? And if you don't have those answers, how do you like your cheesesteak? What do you like on it?
Yeah, you know, I have not had a Philly cheesesteak from Philly, so I kind of feel like a virgin in that way. And that's like, as a fellow food reviewer, you know, that's something I should do because Philly's not that far from me. And you know, I've had like the pork rolls in New Jersey, like when I go visit my boys. Wawa, one of the greatest places ever. It's kind of like Buc-ee's. Have found that in Texas, like these great gas stations.
Unreal.
Here. But you know, when I order a cheesesteak from up here, like from wherever, I always go steak, extra cheese. I always do pepper, onions, mushroom, and I like mayo on it too. I love mayo on it.
Nice, Joey Mayo.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we get to see you in Philadelphia next year, Alec. We'll have to break some bread together and do a little Samboner review.
Yeah,
we'll do one when they come play.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no,
okay, good.
That'd be awesome.
Dude, this has been great, man. Really glad you popped on here today. Awesome to meet you. Best of luck in your young career, and go Eagles, brother.
Yes, go Boston College.
Oh, okay. There you go. It's a win-win.
Yeah,
Alec, before you go, can you give us, this was the Samboners. What's up, my dudes?
Yep. This was the Samboners. What is up, my dudes? What a great time.
The great Alec Lindstrom. Thanks for coming on, brother. Samboner out.
Yeah, thank you.